Okay, so my DJI Osmo mic didn't work, the connector that I bought for it, so here's me narrating over the video. So the low seat's on the left, the standard seat is on the right. So this is what it looks from behind. Then I move around and try to give you a side view again. I can't really notice much difference here. The standard seat seems to have that little extra height there, but not really noticeable as much. The front of the seat looks pretty much identical there. And when I come round again, as you can see, you can't really see that much of a difference with the seat. So let's look at the underneath of the seat. The label does say low seat on it, so those who do have it, it does actually say low seat on that. Don't know if you could focus in there or not, but it does. And likewise on the standard seat, it actually says regular on that label. Again, I'm probably a bit too quick, but you can pause if you need to, but it does actually say regular on there, on the seat number there. The underneath of the seats look identical to me. I could not really see any difference there. So I think it's pretty much the same seat base. They've just changed the upholstering and the foam to give you the extra on the low. So turn it over, and what I did notice though was on a standard seat there was quite a bit of a gap there between the cover and the foam. So where I'm pressing down now, there's quite a fair bit of a gap, but quite foamy there at the top. But there's sort of this air gap here, which comes up to that little bump. On the low seat, that wasn't that much of a gap between the skin and the foam, or the cover and the foam there. So this bit here was a lot more tighter to the foam, whilst that one on the standard had a lot more sort of air between it there. So I don't know if that's the difference that they've added for the low seat to give it that extra little bit of height difference. But if you're sitting in the front of the seat there, it is quite padded, as hopefully you can see. Likewise on the low, it is still quite padded up there. It seems to be just around here that there is a difference between the two. I then put them on top of each other to see if there's any actual difference in width, and it doesn't seem to be any difference. As you saw, the bottom of the seat looked pretty much identical. So what I may do is look at the upholstering the standard seat and shaving it on its width, and see if I can sort of trim it down and add more padding in that sense for that. So that's the two seats side by side. So this is the standard seat on the bike. I do a couple of screen grabs at the end to try to see if you can compare them, and me awkwardly getting on and off in a minute. So here's me getting on it, and I will then I have kept the side stand on, and I will now put my foot down now. You'll notice I can put it down comfortably there. I'm 5'4", but with a 27.5 inside seam, 27.5 inches inside seam. So this is what it looks like on the standard seat, and I can just about reach, but I can't flat foot, so I still got a bit of a tiptoe there. Awkward dismount, as I mentioned, so caught on camera as always. This is the low seat. Now you probably can't see the difference, but there's a little picture I'll show later that you can actually see the difference there. Again, mount on it, and this time when I put my foot down, you'll notice that there is a slight difference, definitely. I even tried to sort of show on the screen. So I definitely notice that when I'm sitting on the bike and I'm standing on the bike, and hopefully you can see the boot is a little more flat-footed. It's not fully flat-footed yet, but it still does give me that little bit extra there, which for me is noticeable and more confident, inspiring. Awkward dismount again as well. So now the last two pictures are first the standard seat, then the low seat, and then after that just what my foot positions were like with the standard seat and the low seat. Okay, thanks everyone.